Let me tell you something that nobody around you has the spine to say. Something your parents were too comfortable to admit, your teachers were too scared to whisper, and your friends, your so-called friends, are too busy being mediocre alongside you to ever point out. You are choosing this. Every single morning that you wake up and hit snooze. Every single evening you spend staring at somebody else's highlight reel on a screen while your own life collects dust in the corner. That is a choice. A deliberate, conscious, devastating choice. And the worst part, you don't even feel it happening. That's the silent tragedy of average. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't come in loud. It doesn't kick the door down. It doesn't slap you across the face and introduce itself. Average creeps. It whispers. It comes in soft, wrapped in comfort, disguised as peace, wearing the face of contentment. And by the time you recognize it, by the time the light finally hits and you see what you've become, you've already lost years, decades, maybe a lifetime. I want you to stop for a second and actually feel that. Not read it, feel it. Think about the version of yourself you imagined when you were a kid. Not the adult version that's been beaten down and conditioned and told to be realistic. The real one. The one before the world got to you. The one who was going to do something, build something, become something that mattered. Where did that person go? Not where did life take them, where did you send them? Because nobody stole your fire. You handed it over, piece by piece, trade by trade, compromise by compromise, settling for easy when hard was calling your name. You gave your dreams away in small increments, in tiny surrenders, in just-for-now decisions that became permanent without you noticing. And now you sit in a life that fits you the way a prison uniform fits a man technically, it covers you, but it was never made for who you actually are. The pain of that should make you want to scream. And if it doesn't, if you can read these words and feel absolutely nothing, then I am genuinely worried for you. Because numbness is not peace. Acceptance of mediocrity is not wisdom. The man who has no fire left in him isn't calm, he's dead on his feet and just hasn't fallen over yet. You were made for more than this. Not because someone told you so in a graduation speech. Not because your mother put your mediocre drawings on the refrigerator and told you that you were special. But because the hunger inside you, the one you've been suppressing with food, screens, distractions, substances, relationships, noise, that hunger is real. That void you keep trying to fill with everything except actual achievement, actual growth, actual becoming. That void is your potential screaming at you. And you keep turning the volume down. Let me explain to you what average actually costs. Because people talk about it in the abstract. And I want to make it viscerally, uncomfortably concrete. Average costs you your story. You are going to die one day. That is the only certainty life gives you without asking for anything in return. And on that day, everything you were going to do, everyone you were going to become, every mountain you were going to climb, and every problem you were going to solve, and every person you were going to inspire, all of it dies with you, unused, unexpressed, untested. You will leave this world having borrowed a body, borrowed time, borrowed air, borrowed opportunity, and you will return it all having made nothing with it. That is the real tragedy of average, not the missed money. Not the missed status, the missed you, the full, unleashed, terrifying, magnificent version of you that existed as a possibility and died as a regret. Do you understand what regret actually feels like at the end? I'm not talking about minor regret, the kind you get from eating bad food or watching a terrible movie. I'm talking about life regret. The kind that sits in a hospital room or a rocking chair or a dark bedroom at 3 in the morning and whispers to you about everything you didn't do, the business you never started, the discipline you never found, the courage you never summoned, the person you could have been if you had just pushed a little harder, stayed a little longer, gotten up one more time instead of staying down. That kind of regret is not a thought, it's a feeling that lives in your chest, like a stone that only gets heavier. And the truly devastating part is that you know, right now, while you still have time, you know the seeds of that regret are being planted today. Every average day is another seed, and you are going to harvest every single one of them. So what do? You get angry. Not angry at other people, not angry at the system, not angry at circumstance. You get angry at yourself. Not the destructive kind of angry, the useful kind. The kind that makes you intolerant of your own excuses. The kind that makes you look at your own laziness the way a warrior looks at an enemy. Because that is what your comfort zone is. It is the enemy. It wears the face of protection, but it is a prison. It tells you it is keeping you safe while it is keeping you small. And small is not safe. Small is the most dangerous thing you can be, because a life lived small leaves no mark, makes no dent, creates no legacy, and ends in the deepest form of oblivion to have existed and to have meant nothing. Now I need to talk to you about the people around you. This is the part that is going to sting, so I need you to stay with me. The people in your life right now, your circle, your environment, your daily company, are either lifting you or they are lowering you. There is no neutral in that equation. The energy you absorb from the people around you is reshaping your standards on a daily basis. If you spend time with people who have accepted mediocre lives, mediocre routines, mediocre thinking, you will begin to normalize their ceiling as your floor. You will stop seeing what's possible and start seeing only what's comfortable. The conversations you have, the habits they celebrate, the things they make fun of, all of it is calibration. And if your calibration is set by average people, your compass will point toward average outcomes. This is not cruelty, it is not judgment, it is physics. You cannot fly with anchors for company and wonder why you can't reach altitude. The hardest thing I will ever ask you to do is to outgrow the people you love who refuse to grow. Because they are not bad people, most of them. They are comfortable people. And comfortable people are threatened by those who choose discomfort. Because your growth is an indictment of their stagnation. When you start waking up earlier, working harder, reading more, building more, becoming more, some of them will not celebrate you. They will mock you. They will say you've changed. They will try to pull you back to the level where you can all be equal again. Where nobody is outpacing anyone. Where the comfortable lie that they're doing fine can remain undisturbed. Do not let them. You do not owe anyone your mediocrity. The most selfish thing you can do for the people you love is to become the best possible version of yourself, because that version of you can actually help them, can actually provide, can actually lead, can actually inspire. But the average version of you can't even save itself. Let me talk about discipline, because this word has been used so many times it started to lose meaning. And I refuse to let that happen. Discipline is not motivation. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings are unreliable, inconsistent, and frankly irrelevant. You do not need to feel like doing the work. You need to do the work. Every single morning when you don't want to get up, that is your character being tested, not by the universe, by you. You are the test, and you are the examiner, and you are the one who decides whether you pass. And every time you choose the easy thing over the right thing, you are telling yourself at the deepest level, the level where your self-image actually lives, that you cannot be trusted. That when things are hard, you fold. And once you establish that reputation with yourself, breaking it requires enormous, sustained effort. But it can be done. It has been done by people who started exactly where you are, with exactly the resources you have or fewer, with heavier burdens than yours. They decided. That's it. That's the full explanation. They decided that they were no longer willing to be who they had been. And they held that decision when it was hard. And they held it when it was harder. And eventually they became someone different, someone harder, someone capable, someone whose life began to reflect the internal shift they'd made. The results are not the point. Let me say that again, because it sounds contradictory, but it is the most important truth I can offer you. The results are not the point. The person you become in the pursuit is the point. Because results can be taken from you. Markets crash, relationships end, businesses fail, health deteriorates, but the version of you that was forged in discipline, in grit, in the daily choice to do what is hard over what is comfortable, that version cannot be taken. Nobody can repossess your character. Nobody can foreclose on your work ethic. Nobody can steal the 1,000 days of getting up before sunrise and doing what needed to be done without applause, without recognition, without anybody watching. That is yours permanently.